Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please, if they'll join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, a couple of things first. I know usually we start with public comment, but I would like to start with our introduction of our new interim town administrator, Mr. Dave Owen.
Hello, everybody.
You want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Oh, okay. Well, I most recently served as a town manager in Wolfboro for 11 and a half years and retired last at the end of May. Prior to that, I worked in Massachusetts for a couple decades and worked for a few of the Boston suburbs, including Needham, Burlington, and Milton. So I had the Boston suburbs pretty well covered from north to south. And very pleased to be here. I'm going to be doing this on a part-time basis. What we've talked about is I'll be here 3 days a week to help hold down the fort and move things along and move forward in the areas where we can during my interim period and until the board completes the recruitment process for your new town administrator.
Thanks, Dave. Also, we wish Ryan Tebow well. He's home ill, so he's been sick all weekend.
We can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Usually it's Heather. It must be something about sitting over this way. I'd like to wish Ryan Tebow well. He's home ill, so he will not be joining us this evening. Next, before we get to public comment, we need to make a motion to go seal the minutes for our non-public session indefinitely under 91A3 to A and B. I'll make the motion.
Second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And then one more. We have an expected date to go live with our new town website. Can you hear me okay? February 8th is the expected date to go live. We have picked a team to implement and train so those will be your go-to people when it's up and running for any questions that need to be taken care of, and it will be Brittany and Dana. So again, February 8th, we will be going live. Public comment. Seeing none, we'll close the public comment and move on with new business. Mr. Larry Brown.
Thank you. This goes back to budget committee meeting we had, and it also is an apology to Doug Shute, who didn't want it at the time, but I wanted to make very clear that the work that was done, possibly while he was selected back in '92, as a resolution on town ethics, was a good start. And to use the phrase from Watergate time, no respect was intended, Senator. What I did was try to bring forward some of the points from that early material, reread the statute as I understand them, and try to bring it down to my famous 1 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. It reads quickly. If Danielle was on the job, you may have two photocopies in front of you. I split it into two parts for my second copy: conflict of interest and recusal and bias. And I will just read it quickly. I should be done in less than 5 minutes. And it says, Town of Milton, conflict of interest policy, standards of ethical conduct. Conflict of interest, large type. No sworn member of any town board, committee, elected official, added by hand, or ad hoc group shall solicit, accept, or obtain individually or through or for child, parent, or spouse dash partner any private, financial, or personal benefit or tangible thing greater than that available to the general public. And this is where Doug and I had a difference, because on the budget committee, we were voting on a $200 stipend that in a $4.5 million budget with full public notice of what it was just seemed excessive. And as a cheerfully failed Baptist, I will refer you to, I think, 2 Philippians 3:6, the one that says, "The letter killeth and the spirit giveth life." This was the attempt to get to the spirit of it. And it says, salaries and stipends, public budgets of town or school, ceremonial awards or honoraria of public record, not under the, and here's the important part, not under the individual's direct control, shall not constitute a conflict of interest under this policy. Second paragraph, large print, recusal and bias. Recusal, whether for a personal or financial conflict of interest or for a prejudicial bias, is at the call of the individual. And education, training, experience, a previous board action or vote are not of themselves a prejudicial bias. Any board vote on recusal is a non-binding vote. Complaint and remedy for someone you believe who has a conflict of interest is by petition to and by any action of the court itself. However, case law supports prudence, and the formula is, if in doubt, step down, verbally and physically. You will save the town lawyers' fees if you do that. Final note, recused members do not count for a quorum. They return to their seat on the board when the matter is finished and retain all public or other statutory rights when that matter is before the board. That's it. This is no request to do anything. When I was asked when I wanted it on this agenda, I said, to your convenience. Right now, the statement of candidacy has a note about incompatibility of offices. This could go as an attachment. I think it should be read out for reorganization every committee that we have when elections are done in March. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Brown, before you sit
Sir.
down, okay, I have a question. You made reference to something that happened on the budget committee meeting that I'm not aware of.
Oh, it was a small teacup of just in passing. We had the resolution of ethics that was brought to our attention, and Dave Karpus recused himself from one of our votes because a member of his family is employed by one of the outside agencies that receives $500 or maybe $1,000 from us. And he thought, for the public record, he should identify that as a conflict of interest and recuse himself and step down from the vote. Peg Hurd, I believe the title is Deputy Treasurer, and it includes a $200 stipend and whatever the federal legal mileage is at the moment. And she was going to recuse herself from the entire vote on the town budget, for that matter. And that's where I just noted that salaries are a stipend that is a public record, and it's not under your control to set it higher or to force someone to give it to you. It's not a conflict. It's a statement of the right.
Now, with that being said, recusal versus abstaining.
Abstain
From the vote.
is different. Recusal removes you from the quorum of the board. An abstention counts as a vote with the majority. You asked.
Well, if you abstain from voting, it's...
If you abstain from voting, you are considered to have voted with the majority, according to the...
Okay.
So that when you recuse, you have 5 members on the
Right.
board.
Yeah, yeah.
You recuse yourself. One member doesn't show up. That leaves 3. If 3 members are there and you abstain, you still have a quorum. If there are 3 members of the board and you recuse yourself, there are only 2 members of the 5-member board left and they can't do any business. There. So.
Well, thank you for the education.
I didn't know it was going to be.
Well, no, it was just clarification. You know, I appreciate it.
And just to add to that, Larry, Mr. Shute and I had a conversation about this in Heather's office prior to that meeting that night, where he and I had discussed that the Board of Selectmen will look at that policy. So I thank you for...
Again, that's just for your...
No. Nope, I appreciate it. Thank you. Next on the agenda, Mr. Humphrey Williams.
Sometime when I got copies for everyone too.
I just wanted to say something on this matter. A decision was made over a month ago, and I don't know if you were aware of it or not. I apologize, I don't know why it's made. But backup, we prefer to have the backup in advance with the agenda request. That way we'll know why. It just makes it easier. We kind of have an idea of what you're presenting in that for future reference. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so Humphrey Williams, and I'm representing the Milton Advocate Group. I'm going to read a short thing here that we put together. I want to start with an excerpt, as it says here, from the Gettysburg Address that says, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. And the reason I mention this is because a government of the people, by the people, and for the people works best when it includes the involvement of the people. Public involvement and listening to the voice of the people is crucial to gaining public trust and support. Now, addressing this, the last BOS meeting involved a very contentious issue, as everyone knows. It was related to what was to be done with some of the town-owned properties, particularly the expenditures in dealing with the property next to Cumberland Farms and the one on Charles Street. During that meeting, you enabled the public to get involved in the meetings, and I believe, and I know we from the Advocate Group believe, that it was extremely beneficial in reaching a better conclusion on how to proceed forward and to explore more options. I'm not here to rehash that, but I do believe that if you had allowed the public comment during previous discussions, that would have been taking place before it became contentious, basically. And I think the proper outcome would have come out weeks earlier, so it would have saved a lot of valuable time and effort. I also want to mention that you allowed other public involvement during that meeting. And as a result, I believe everyone benefited because it was much more open and an effective discussion. I do recognize the need to not allow meetings to get out of control, and that time is of the essence in getting through the agenda during the allotted meeting time. But past boards have allowed the public to be involved in the agenda, and they were still able to get through the agenda items in a timely manner. There have been recent times when this board has struggled to get through an agenda item and did not want any public input, because they established 2 times for public comment in the bylaws, at the beginning of the meeting and at the very end, with comments only about the meeting itself. But when you made the exceptions and allowed public comment, we were able to help you resolve the issue and move forward. It is up to the board, it's up to you on whether or not you will allow public involvement and comments during future meetings. The current practice of only allowing opening comments or closing comments is not working well. We know you're trying your best to do what you believe is right for this town,
but so are we, and we want to help do what is best for our town. So we'll ask that you please adjust your bylaws to allow for controlled public comment on the agenda items as they occur during the meeting, rather than make us sit and wait till the end of the meeting to speak, when the comments sometimes become convoluted and confusing. And another problem with denying public comment during the meeting is that many presenters leave and their agenda item, after their agenda item is discussed, and the public never gets the chance to ask them questions directly. So, I don't know if anyone else in the group has any other comment.
On your last statement, though, as you all know,
Yep.
I have often encouraged everyone to stay
Yep.
instead of getting up and walking out after they discuss what they want to discuss. So, I mean, we can't force anyone to stay,
Oh, no.
but we do ask. I think I heard somebody put something out on Facebook. I believe it might have been Lynette.
Yeah.
I don't know what is wrong with my voice. But I hear Lynette had put something out on Facebook. There you are, Ken.
Yeah.
About staying, and I appreciate that because I think it is. I mean,
You
it's
guys need to be supported.
you know,
Yeah.
right. So I
That
think
chair
that
may be what's causing you to lose your voice.
it must be.
Brian
I don't know.
But-
I apologize though to keep clearing your throat.
Well, Aaron, I also appreciate the fact that I know you've stepped up. I was one of the ones that was allowed to speak when you voiced to allow me to speak. I really want to say that public involvement is crucial, and it's kind of in closing here. During these meetings, I think it'll benefit everyone, and if managed properly, it won't cause the meetings to run longer. I really believe it'll help shorten the duration. We've seen that in the past, so I think it can help and really benefit everyone. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next, Heather. Procedures Committee Board postings to the town website.
Yes, I just think we need to have some kind of policy that says, do you want to have, people will call up and say, I want this on the website, and we need to have a time frame. Could it be 12 hours, 24 hours, so that somebody requests something to be added to the website? It can't be just instantaneously. We need to have a plan, 12 hours, 24 hours, so that when the request is made, we can just say, okay, well, we'll get it up there. I keep hearing this, frankly, and we need to have a time frame.
I would think 12 hours would be,
And have it in writing, probably like email or not over the phone.
It also
That
depends
way,
on
if
when the
it's not
request comes
done,
in,
right,
too.
and that way if it's, I mean, it's easy for somebody to call up and say, hey, do this, and
Right.
whoever's in the middle of something, okay, yeah, I'll get it done, and then you forget. I mean, we're all human, we make mistakes, we forget things. I do it all the time. But I think it's important if they put it in writing. I agree. I think that sending an email is probably
An email
a more
or
effective,
a drop-off request.
right, or
something.
drop off some form of a request to,
Formal request,
what do
I
you think? Sound good?
sounds good.
So what would you like for 12, 24 hours?
I think 12 hours
12.
is sufficient.
The only time I think that could be tough is like if it comes in at the very end of the day to get it out.
Out at 5 o'clock the next morning?
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
happening.
I think within reason. I think people are gonna, y'all would understand.
read
Can
it.
I ask for public input? Do you have a problem? Would y'all understand? I mean, seriously,
Just your hall.
sorry.
We're not in New Orleans.
Understand. Tom?
I would make it 24 hours, as Heather said, something comes in at 3 o'clock. And that's a relatively common thing to expect, 12-hour turnaround on something that's pretty aggressive. 24 is a more, in my mind, a more realistic turnaround.
I have no problem with it. I
Okay.
just want to.
Mr. Long?
Perhaps 24 hours during the business day, not on a weekend.
Right. Humphrey?
Yeah, I was gonna suggest one business day, because
Okay.
if it does come in late on a Friday, you're not gonna get it in.
Right.
All right.
So
So let's do 24 hours, and please in writing.
can you make a motion?
Make a motion 24 hours during normal business hours
In writing.
in writing.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, town report discussion. That's why Ryan's not here tonight. He's writing the selectmen's portion. Just Andy's smiling because he knows it's true. Right?
Remember last year?
All right, Heather.
Okay, I think you have a draft. I understand there's been some other discussions that you guys might want to talk about or not talk about, or what?
At our meeting, when was it? Thursday, we had a non-public, and we briefly came out of non-public and discussed this so we could get it moving. And the Board of Selectmen basically have chose to dedicate the town report this year to Bob Targis, who passed in April, who was huge to the town of Milton for, I think they moved here in 1960. Very active in the community. I mean, the fire department, the ambulance, I mean, the heating system in the fire department, all the wiring he did on his time at no charge. I mean, the Memorial Day services were Bob Targis. I mean, if it wasn't for Bob Targis, he made everything work. The church, I mean, the local business owner. I mean, not only could you go to the hardware store and buy a part, he would tell you how to put it together. So, huge loss to the community, but I think that was, you know, I put him on the same level as Leo Assad. He just was huge in the community and left a lasting impression. So, I think that was our decision to.
That is correct. So we'll move forward with that.
And then Ryan's writing the selectmen's report.
Yes.
Ryan is writing the
Okay.
selectmen's report.
And then
He's home doing it right now.
No, he
Sorry.
told me he wasn't. He was sick. And then you guys are working on the choice of the cover.
Yes.
Okay. And then there's the draft
And
inside.
I interrupt there for
Yeah.
that. We're still looking. We received a suggestion for the cover from Mr. Catwick. It was nice, but it covered. There was like 15, and I'm just going by memory. Shaky, but it was like 15 photos, which were very nice photos in that, but it was too busy, too much on the front of there. So if anybody last minute Hail Marys has anything that they have an idea of, I think we would be. Danielle.
The town, I've been excluded from the town website, but perhaps the town website banner. I don't know what it currently looks like. I know what it was designed to look like.
Right. That might be something to
And
look
that
at.
was the big goal for the year. It's not completely within the year.
Right, but it was close. It was close.
I think at this point it's close enough.
You have a draft of it?
A picture of the new Veterans Park with all the flags. I don't know if they're still up now or not.
Somebody must have one of it, I would hope. I know I've seen one someplace on.
Yeah. I mean, where you're dedicating it to Bob. I mean, a picture
Right.
of Veterans Park all redone, I think would be like perfect.
Yeah.
Somebody had one.
We had one included on the website at one point.
Can we see if we can
Again,
Yeah.
I
search
don't
that?
know what is on the website currently.
All right,
I
guys
so
have
wish I could
draft?
tell you otherwise.
on my phone.
I said, you guys have the drafting number?
Right, on my phone.
No, I don't have.
I don't have it printed. I
Yeah.
don't-
No, the new. Okay.
You have it.
Do you remember when? How long ago?
Couple weeks.
No, we can move. We
Yeah.
can get that after,
Okay.
rather than.
That's a great idea, though. Everybody else? Good idea.
And there again, if you get something, get it to us ASAP. and
Right.
Actually, I like-
24 hours.
Yeah, no.
All right, sorry to interrupt. I wanted to.
Okay, no, that's fine.
What else you got on that? Anything else?
That's it. I think we're. And you had, there was one thing you wanted from Vanessa that you asked her for?
Right, right.
Okay.
And she'll get that to us.
She's gonna get that fixed
Yeah.
to you, and I know you talked to her about it directly.
Alrighty, on to old business.
I make a motion that we table this until
Okay.
we give a full board.
Sign, who's gonna speak on each one?
Otherwise, I'll just nominate Ryan to do
I-
it.
And I'll second
When I
it.
talked to him tonight, I said to him, you guys were gonna do that.
That's
So-
what happens when you call in sick, right?
So I'll make a motion, we table,
I'll second that one.
till
Okay.
next meeting.
Either that he could count off by threes.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is a deliberative session. Normally they would speak to each one.
Okay.
All right, is there any other business?
So as far as the minutes, the same thing, I think we had a table. Go down through 'em.
I'm gonna approve them.
Yeah, that way we can get them out.
Yeah. Let's get her done. You want to go ahead and make the motions? You want me to?
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve as written the workshop minutes from December 17th, 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from January 7th, 2019
Second.
as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from January 15th, 2019.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a conflicting date.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
Yeah.
17th or the 18th. It was the
Not
18th.
mine.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought
It was the 18th.
It was the 18th. Somebody
was the
changed that
18th.
date. I don't know who changed it. Who changed the date?
It was the 18th.
Right, it was supposed to be a meeting on the 17th, and we moved it to the 18th.
So who
You had a
changed?
meeting on the Friday
Yes.
and not Thursday.
So who changed the date?
I did.
Why?
I was going based on what the agenda was saying.
Well, with that being said, I make a motion that we accept the minutes of January 18th.
Okay. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do not have copies that do not say draft on them. The only copy that is valid would be my minutes of the 7th. I don't know if you want to sign drafted copies. That is your discretion.
What's that?
If you want to sign them, I'll get them.
Okay, I'll sign 'em.
Okay. Yeah, the date change.
And we'll open back up to like public comment. And you know what? Let's throw out the part that it had to pertain to the topic discussed tonight. How's that? Since we're breaking rules. Yes, Mr. Long.
Just one question. Where do we stand on the town-owned properties? Which, on the downtown section, the three properties over
The 565 White Mountain. That, are you here to speak on? No, you just came. Okay. We've received, can I talk about that one?
What?
The letter we received?
No.
Did you see my sticky note on it? I've read the sticky note I put on it before you do anything.
We haven't had a chance.
You should
I haven't had a chance to look at it, so I'm
I
not
think you
gonna
should
act
read the
on it.
sticky note on it.
Yeah.
before you-
Okay. No, we have not moved forward with those yet. I know that there have been some people who have said there's interest in one of the properties in particular, but they've talked, but nothing's come forward. So,
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
with that being said, I have spoken to the Top Dog at Cumberland Farms in Canton, Massachusetts, and Cumberland Farms is 100% not interested in 556 White Mountain Highway. So we can put that to bed, so Cumberland Farms is not interested, so.
I could make a comment on that, if allowed. My name's Alex Bonestero. We own the property next door at 563 White Mountain Highway. And we could be interested in the property, but as it stands right now, it's a disaster for us to take over. The last time that I heard, the back taxes on the property are astronomical and are more than the property's likely worth, especially with the buildings on it. I haven't watched the meeting, the last meeting that you have, so I don't know what the conversation pertained to, but I hear it got heated. But once there's some sort of plan for the property, if the plan is to take everything off of it and auction it as a lot, we'd be interested. If the plan is we just need to get it off of the town books and someone else needs to take care of it, so we're willing to discount the back taxes, then we might be interested. But we are an interested party pending conversations from the town on what you guys would like to do with this.
And with that being said, it's going to be a future agenda. One of us will put it on so that we can start moving with all of the town properties so that we can dispose of all town properties that are out there. So that's coming down the road very quickly, hopefully before the deliberative session. At least it's going to get rolling before then, so.
On that, we had talked about real estate agents and that. Has anything moved forward with the agents?
Yeah, I talked to him about that earlier.
Okay, all right. Public comment, any other public comment? Seeing no public comment, I'll close that portion of the evening.
No, I
It's a trick because I forgot to bring a knife. Thank you. I hear there's one out back, so.
And all else fails, there's a kitchen downstairs.
That's it. Yeah. They don't let me go down there. I broke something last time, so. The expenditure report, I mean, the budget's still.
The budget's not set.
Yeah, so it's kind of.
No on board.
Right, until that's done. So we'll table that. Administrator comments? We'll start with Mr. Owen, see if he has anything he'd like to.
No, just that I'm looking forward to getting to know the community and the residents, and look forward to working with you all.
Heather?
I'm happy to turn things over to competent hands.
She is.
Is that it?
I'll miss everyone. Thank you.
We will miss you.
Miss you.
Selectmen's comments?
First off, I'd like to welcome David to the town of
you.
Milton. Look forward to working with you for a month.
3?
No. End of January, February, deliberative session. Yeah. Month
He
and a
can't count, it's a problem.
I had it counted down to meetings, and we had that out in a week, so.
Yeah, I screwed up how many
Not that I'm
meetings I
looking forward to getting done, but, and to Heather, thank you for your time and your service. Heather also has graciously volunteered to be there for the deliberative session for us, so she'll be there with us during that endeavor. I did see the state out the other day putting up signs down at the park downtown, which was not what we had agreed to for signs, so I guess we've got to go back and talk to them. They've got it, no parking on pavement, and that wasn't what the agreement was, so we will talk to the state on that. With that being said, the no-through trucking signs.
I understand they've been ordered, and he has the language on those.
Okay, and then back in, well, about 3 times I'd asked about notifying the Middleton as a courtesy. Did that happen?
And I
Okay,
talked
so
to them, and I
are we able to post a sign on the far end of Governor's Road in Middleton.
I didn't ask if we could post in their town, but I did.
Well, I mean, it's kind of foolish on that end of it to post it at the Milton, so they're gonna drive a mile down the Middleton section of Governor's Road, come to Milton where there's no place to turn a tractor trailer around with no through trucking, so I guess we need to contact the town of Middleton.
They were very happy when I talked to a couple of selectmen up there that they were thinking of doing the same thing. They told me on their road, so they were excited about the
Well,
option.
that being said, that we need to get them posted so that trucks don't get down in there because they're still violating it, so the sooner the better. That's all I've got.
I want to thank Heather for her service. We got a cake. I hope everybody sticks around and enjoys the slice with her. Welcome David on board. And I want to just thank everybody for showing up tonight and staying. I know it's a short meeting tonight, so that probably had a lot to do with it. So, that's it from me.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's a lot longer usually.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. We got off early tonight.
Alex, you're not going to stay for cake?